This is myofascial therapy. We're just holding the fascia, which is from head to toe and enwraps every muscle fiber, holding the fascia until it lets go here in the lumbodorsal fascia. It's starting to let go, and I'm moving up a little bit. And this thoracic fascia. And this person is an athlete. And sometimes athletic injuries or injuries of any type bind up the fascia. Working pelvic and thoracic at the same time. Coming around the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus. Just hopefully giving, and Maddie's doing a great, whoops, didn't mean to say that.
That's okay.
Doing a great job breathing. Good breathing. My patient is doing a good job breathing. Right, because that breath releases the stress. Helps release the fascia, and it brings a lot of oxygen into the fascia, into the tissues. Just move as the fascia releases. Good breathing, good breathing. This is the erector spinae group, releasing the erector spinae, quadratus lumborum, release down here in the lumbar spine. Good. And it just really releases as she breathes. She's really just breathing the stress out. She's helping me a lot. This person hit the winning home run in the semifinals. The state softball. So these are powerful shoulders here.
Go ahead now.
Well, this is the popliteal area behind the knee, very rich in acupuncture points, full of lymph. This is urinary bladder 39, which balances the endocrine system. Urinary bladder 40, which releases the upper lumbar and the urinary bladder. And right over here we have kidneys. This strengthens the kidneys. On the interior we have liver. And that helps with detoxification. Now the gastrocnemius muscle here relates a great deal to adrenal glands. That's why so many people's gastrocnemius or calf muscles are so tender, because of the stress in the adrenals. This is kidney and urinary bladder in the calcaneal tendon here. And the thickness here says, says this patient needs to drink more water, and she's doing great, really. Improving. We're going to detoxify the kidneys a little bit. The thickness here means kidney toxicity. So this is spinal reflex. This is reflexology for the spine. Here on the inner surface, the medial surface of the foot. And then here is gallbladder meridian. This detoxifies the body right on the very side of the leg. This is urinary bladder down the middle, and liver is over here. So the organs get a strengthening and a refreshing as you work the body. It's called the somatovisceral reflexes. Somato meaning muscles, and how the muscles and the somatic part stimulates the viscera, the organs, somatovisceral relationships. Down in here is stomach channel. We could do a YouTube. Okay, and I'm working this patient's toes. That's helping for mental relaxation, because these are the brain reflexes, the toes. We always knew our brains were in our toes, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, Miss Margaret, why don't you come over here, dear? Okay, this point is for the cerebral cortex, and it also treats dizziness, and it's called governing vessel 16. And breathing is good for seizure. Okay. And this is urinary bladder 10, and it's good for the cerebellum in movement and motion. So it's very important for athletes. I used it on an older 84-year-old patient just a few minutes ago. That helps her with her balance. Breathing. Okay, once again, the acupuncture points are symmetrical and bilateral. And this is urinary bladder 10 again. And this is gallbladder 20. And Maddie, did your thyroid, how did it test today? You remember?
I think it was good.
It was good? Okay. Well, these points are, this is C6 for the neck muscles. Nine? Okay. Have you've been reading? Well, you're a student. You've been reading a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is for reader's neck. This is great, Brittany. Goodness. The process of acupuncture. It's fabulous. Okay, and we're breathing here. Okay, and here's C7. Going to help out the thyroid. Here's C7. Breathe. Okay. And then we do bilateral needles for the C7 spinal nerve. Does not go into the nerve, but it communicates with the nerve and influences the nerve, increased nerve action, increased nerve strength and signaling. And this is gallbladder 21. This is a shoulder release point where most everybody is tender, and we'll have many, many more, Margaret. Oh, yeah. Have you had some shoulder tension?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And right down here from gallbladder 21 is endocrine 15, shoulder release. This is some signals that go up toward the brain, the pituitary, the hypothalamus. And we're breathing here. That's large intestine 16. Releases the shoulder. Here's large intestine 15 that sends a corollary to the heart. This helps the heart to relax. And we're breathing here. And we're going to go way down here to large intestine 11. On the side of the elbow, lateral side of the elbow. That's the large intestine meridian. This is the anatomical snuff box, large intestine 5. Okay, good. So and we've got a point over here on this side for large intestine. That's releasing the throat. Now we're going to come down this direction, down the right leg, and we got some points to do down the right leg. Okay. Gonna return. This heat is far infrared. It takes the place of moxibustion, and it heats the needles, and the needles just take warmth into the point, into the acupuncture point. Is what we're doing. Now, this is urinary bladder 39, kidney 10. This is a strong endocrine point. This helps balance the endocrine system. This patient had a stressed endocrine system coming in, as most people do these days. We go through a lot of life stress. But praise the Lord, the United States has moved its embassy is moving it to Jerusalem. Yay. What a blessing. That law is about 20 years old, and I'm grateful our president had the courage to do that, because it was a courageous thing to do. I have a little political advertisement here. Breathing. This is kidney 9, which helps our attitude. And this is kidney 6, which helps the yin, or the tissue of the kidneys. We're breathing here. Often a very sore point. It is on me. I acupuncture myself, and that was one of my sorest points. And it bled a great deal when I took the needle out, which means it was cleansing my kidneys. Okay, and this helps you sleep. And another attitude point. Our patient is going to have a great attitude when she finishes today. This hurt the worst on me of any needle, to let you know. Not that I have an attitude problem. No. Not me. Okay. Everybody does. That's tender on just about universal. I think we all need an attitude adjustment from time to time. This is a 22 by 40 Chinese needle. Notice it has copper windings, which creates electrical flow in the electromagnetic meridian. It enhances electrical activity. A lot of needles, unfortunately, just have plastic on them, which of course is petroleum. Plastic is petroleum. Hard to get around it, though. This is urinary bladder 59, which strengthens the patient's legs. That's a leg strengthening point. Here I'm twirling the needles. All right, here, and I'm also going for gallbladder 34, which strengthens the gallbladder, which stores and concentrates bile, which causes peristalsis, which moves our bowels. Very important. But it also strengthens and stimulates the liver, which is our major detoxification organ, phase 1, phase 2 detoxification of liver. And eat beets. Beets help phase 1, phase 2 detoxification, and kale. Now we're going right back up here. Okay, how we doing?
Good.
Miss M. We'll call you Miss M, since we've used your name about 6 times. Okay. Very good. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn you over to Margaret, and she's going to keep your needles flowing. And let's see. Brittany, if you need to, you see what I'm doing here?
Mm-hmm.
We just want about every 3 minutes, we want to activate this. There's any area we've missed, Maddie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you covered like Dixie covers the do covers Dixie?